again, everybody, and welcome to Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that along with me right there with his hand on his head, shaking his head left to right, my friend who's going to give me hell now, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Another day of this. I have had one of the most outstanding, greatest days of all my life today. Things have been so pleasant. I've been smiling, happy. Then here I come and hook up with you. He killed the whole day, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he killed my whole day.
Hey, I want to tell you, we were fighting, trying to get a guest on a while ago who is still not sure how certain things work on the internet. I'll just call him out. Old hoot, Robert Gibson, sweet guy. He can't figure out how to get connected, but we're going to make him figure that out so that we'll have Robert Gibson on very soon here on Road Trip After Hours. But yeah, we went through back and forth doing testing. It's finally like, okay, we just
well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they wouldn't listen to me. I told Robert Gibson claims he can't load the Zoom app. I mean, Ray Charles can load the Zoom app. Okay, Stevie Wonder can operate the Zoom app. If I can operate it, anybody can operate it. So I tell Mac, I said, well, if Robert can't do it, tell his wife. I said, because she's always on social media. Mac won't do that. He just insists on dealing with Robert. So here we are.
Well, no, we went over it the day before about the Zoom, and he says, I just can't do it.
We're talking about what happened today. This is today. The day before is gone.
Teddy, I want to talk, we're getting close to year's end here, and I want to go over, some of your thoughts on the Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year for WWE, and just get your thoughts and see what you think, who was standing up top and, maybe who wasn't. So let's start with the males first. Male Superstar of the Year for WWE. Who do you think that should be?
Gunther.
Gunther. Now, why is that?
Well, he's done such a tremendous job, man. You know what I mean? And he's fresh. He's a new face on the scene and everything. And so he was able to capitalize. And what I mean by that, he was able to become a fan favorite or a fan hater or whatever. It don't make no difference. He's doing his job out there. And I like him because he has such a great attitude, man. And he's such a smooth guy, man. So I think if anybody, there are a lot of guys there, Roman, don't get me wrong, Seth, all those guys, man. But Gunther has certainly proved himself, man, and I'd like to see him get it.
Now, I'm a big believer in a couple of guys for the top position for 2024, and it's a tie, really, for me. And I made this comment recently on another show that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, to me, Teddy, have really held 2024 for WWE and been on some just incredible stories along the way.
Well, they certainly have, man. They've done a real good job. And with those two guys, what make it really, work for them, those two guys can talk. And that's the main thing, man. If you can talk and deliver, that's going to help you out a lot. Sometimes the delivery means more than the wrestling match. So you got two guys there that certainly can work and talk. And so how can you go wrong there?
Drew McIntyre, too. He's got that Hollywood look, like this guy could be in a movie. We have a few of those in WWE right now. It's not just Drew. We also have, the guy from Judgment Day, Damian Priest, and also The Rock. All three of them have this look about them that just says Hollywood. So these are big names in WWE. And that's about what it takes nowadays, right, Teddy? It takes somebody that has that look.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's what it's going to take anyway. You either got to have something, you got to have the look, or you got to be able to run your mouth.
Yeah. All right. How about the females in WWE? Female Performer of the Year for 2024.
I love Nia Jax. She's my baby, but I'd have to say, let me go with Jay Cargill. I'd have to say, man.
Rhea Ripley would be my choice for that case, but, there's a lot. It's hard to determine some of the cases of the categories, mainly because some of these people have only been around for a few months of the year because they kept getting injuries. So you'd see them for a part of the time, and then they'd go out with an injury, and they would be stale for a while, and somebody else would pop in. So it makes it really difficult in 2024 to pick the right people. But for me, it's Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill. I'm looking forward to that next year in 2025 because I got a feeling we'll find out by then who done it, who hurt Jade Cargill. Let me ask you, out of curiosity, who do you think is probably the culprit that hurt Jade Cargill in WWE?
Well, I don't know. because the way that they did this, there was no, to me, that's my opinion, there was no lead in. So it's kind of hard for me to figure, out what happened when there was no tease to me or nothing at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if when it all comes to a head that maybe Bianca Belair had something to do with it.
And Teddy, there's a lot of rumors online. I saw them again today come up, suggesting that maybe there's a personality conflict between the two of them behind the scenes, and maybe that's why we're seeing a split coming along, which lends itself for me to believe the same thing, that maybe the person who has something to do with it is Bianca Belair.
Well, you got to. To me, you have to go that way, because look at Bianca and look at Jay. These two beautiful black women, okay, and I mean they got nice bodies, everything. God, I mean they're phenomenal.
Yes.
So I'm saying to put in the jealousy would certainly be the way to do that, because Bianca knows that she just started in the business, and she may figure that, well, okay, Jade, you got a couple of months on me there. That doesn't give you the authority to try to run over me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just so many ways you can go. Well, not so many, but there are some ways you can do that where you can involve Bianca. But we'll just have to see what happens.
It's kind of like it was the Olympic figure skaters way back at one time during the Olympics when Tanya Harding.
Would hit her with the something where she was
club
skating
or something. Yeah, behind the leg and tried the I can't remember what the other girl's name is to save my soul. I know Tanya Harding.
I remember Tanya Harding. Yeah,
she's the one she was the attacker. But that was there's a storyline right there. You didn't know who it was for a long time, and now there's a story, and you could do the same thing with these two girls.
Yeah, well, who says they're not? We just don't know.
That's true. All right, tag team in WWE. Now, this is difficult. And let me get your answer first before I move on.
Well, I don't know, man. Not a whole lot of tag teams that they have there. You know what I mean? And, to me, I just don't think that there's nobody there that really topped the Usos. I really don't. You know what I mean? It's another group team there that what are their name? The Vikings.
The Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders,
or the War Raiders now. I think.
I like them quite a bit. But like I said, they haven't been around that long, so who knows? They may not. If they do it like the old way, then these guys ain't been here long enough. They ain't ready for this, But to do it, you want to do it right. I certainly, I like those two. I like those guys and the Usos.
And I'm sorry that Robert Gibson couldn't make it with us here today, because he's a great person to ask this question to. But Teddy, I'm going to have to come to you. Why is it that we don't see the tag teams of yesterday like today? I mean, back during the time that I watched wrestling, the time during the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Doom, the Road Warriors, you had true tag teams who remained tag teams for years. They didn't split off. They weren't two people thrown together. They were true tag teams. Why don't we see that in wrestling today?
Once again, Mac, I have told you, okay, things have changed. It is not like it was back in the day. That's why you don't see tag teams like that. Because
but would it not be successful?
Well, whether successful or not, that just ain't the way that they're going. You got to go with the change with the times. We're in the 20th century now. So, like I said, who would ever thought that we would be sitting here saying that wrestling is entertainment? Who would ever thought that we would be sitting here saying the business now, it ain't real, it's scripted or whatever? Kayfabe was a real big deal.
I believe that wrestling is real, because I saw a video just recently with you in it, Teddy, and I imagine a lot of people saw this online just recently. There was a match where you were the referee. It was Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert against two enhancement talent, and I can't think who their names are. But I wanted to go to that. That was one of the worst, sloppiest matches I think I have ever seen. And Ron Simmons, towards the end of that video, looks like he is just ticked off. Do you remember this match?
Yeah, he was really pissed off. Well, if you think back on it, if you remember, when I raised his hand, Ron kicked him right in the head.
Dumb son of a bitch.
So but I seen stuff like that. A lot of those guys, they would come up. Mike Jackson would basically be the guy that would bring a lot of those guys up from Birmingham. But some of them, they were just horrible, man. But Mike Jackson didn't care. He got the money.
Oh yeah. Action Mike Jackson, by the way, he's still wrestling to this day, I believe, Teddy.
Yes, he is, and he's 77, 78 years old or something, I think.
Yeah, and he still does incredible. He can still walk the ropes, which is something that is really amazing to see.
He still does a phenomenal job out there, man.
Teddy, is there somebody, just a rookie of the year for WWE for you, somebody young and fresh and new that you think has made the most impact this year?
LA Knight.
LA Knight. It's hard to say that that's not it. LA Knight is one of those guys who he took a lot of traits of other wrestlers and rolled them into one to make the LA Knight character. A lot of people think it's kind of a ripoff of other people. Whatever it is successful, and he's getting over, and he's selling merch. So,
and it worked.
Yes, and it worked.
Right.
Teddy, I enjoyed it, my friend. We're out of time. Anything coming up for you we need to talk about?
No, next year, I guess I'm pretty set here for the rest of the month, December. But in January, I think January 10th and the 11th, I'm going to be over in Columbia, South Carolina for a big Comic-Con over there. And we got some other stuff coming up too, but I don't really broadcast them until they're finalized. And you know what I mean about finalized. I have to have the dollar.
Then
so
make
I
you
can holla, and then I'll let you know.
I hear what you're saying. And by the way, if you'd like to find us online all the time, simply go and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We really would appreciate if you do that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where you'll get all the latest notifications of when we drop these videos. It happens once a week. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes we have guests. Other times we just have emails that we answer, or we talk like this. But coming in 2025, Teddy and I are going to start doing live programs so you can actually join us and ask questions while we are live. That'll happen in the evening hours, once a month, and we'll let you know more about that when we get into 2025.
All right.
Anything else, Teddy, we need to talk about? By the way, I love that T-shirt.
I don't see you never put one on. Always loving something, but look at you now. I got a jacket on. They ain't got nothing to do with road trip.
Oh no, it's a denim jacket. Shirt.
See what I'm saying?
Look here, my wife has gone through, and I'll just say this: I don't care. She hasn't watched this show. She went through menopause. Damn, Teddy. I mean, 1 minute in this house is hot, the next minute is cold, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. I stay bundled up most of the time because I don't know what to expect. And the easiest thing to do is I can just snatch this off if it gets too hot.
Yeah, that's a good excuse not to wear a road trip after hours shirt. Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Well, it's right behind me up here, though.
Don't mean nothing. You don't have one on. That's all I got to
say. Teddy, I've had a good time. I look forward to seeing you again next week, my friend.
All right. I look forward to seeing you. Happy holidays to you and all of our Road Trip After Hours fans. You guys have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everything.
We'll be back next week. We're not going to be leaving you before Christmas.
I didn't say nothing about
you just made it sound like we'll see you next year.
That's not you took it. That's
Teddy,
your
you
opinion.
need to hush. Don't make me hurt you.
Oh, wow. Now he's threatening me. Okay? Now he's threatening me, people. Y'all hear that, right? He's threatening me.
This has been Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. We'll see you again next week.
And that is no good Matt right there, ladies and gentlemen.
SICW presents FanFest 3, St. Louis, May 16th and 17th. Hilton, St. Louis Airport, Nakita Koloff, Missy Hyatt, Gangrel, Teddy Long and Mac Davis, Tito Santana, and Bill Apter. More to come. SICW FanFest 3. For more info, SICW.org.